And tell me a bit about your character.
I play someone called Amanda, who is part of the terrible twosome with Anya's character Lily. She is a very emotionally repressed person who has many issues, but also is a master manipulator and master imitator.
With such a complex character, how did you prepare yourself to not have feelings, because your character doesn't have feelings at all?
I don't. That's a good question. I don't really know. I felt kind of quite instinctual, and the script is so stellar, and the lines are so funny, and there's such a deadpan beat, and I kind of love that out there comedy anyway. So I kind of just channeled that.
That's perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's about this volatile relationship between two teenage girls that sort of leads them into a murder plot. And at its core, I think it's about questions of what makes us good or bad people, and how sort of our emotions and our emotional instincts play into our morality.
Tell me about your two leaders.
So Olivia Cooke and Anya Taylor-Joy are both phenomenal actors. They've had fascinating careers in just the last few years. I think that they are sort of naturals at holding the camera, and I think they're also extremely intelligent. They're very collaborative. They had huge roles in sort of shaping these two characters, and having input into the script, and they were phenomenal collaborators on this movie.
One of the things when you went to make this film, you had no idea this was going to be Anthony's last role. So I mean, the film is dedicated to him. So can you tell me a bit about the experience of working with Anthony? What it was like on the set?
Yeah, Anton was absolutely just a source of kind of light and life and overflowing creativity on set. It's a very kind of there's a lot of deadpan aesthetic in the movie, and he's really the force that breaks that. He's the exception. So he brings tremendous energy to the movie, and he did the same thing on set. He's such a creative guy, such a wonderful improviser, and just brought in a lot to the movie.
I feel very instinctually about my characters, and I really love them, which is sometimes a problem when you're playing somebody that's not the nicest human being in the world. And so on set, people kept saying, she's such a terrible person, and I just really defend her. Once the movie was done, I was a bit like, oh, she's a bit toxic, isn't she? But I think everyone knows a Lily that has a really strong, polished veneer and is trying so hard to keep it together. I think that's kind of the word for Lily. She's just trying. She's trying all the time, and underneath she's just a swirling ball of anxiety and chaos and rage. And so it was just really fascinating to kind of strip away those layers and see the person underneath.
Has the idea changed when you evolved the play into a film?
Yeah, I think so it started as a play, and I think early on it went through a lot of different iterations. It changed a lot as I worked on it really over the years. I then adapted it into a screenplay very quickly, and so I think a lot of what comes from the play remains in the movie. A lot of the sort of thematic core and the characters stay in the movie, but the movie is much faster paced, it's much more visual, much more cinematic than the play, and is hopefully a more kind of thrilling experience for audiences.
And why the name of a horse breed? Does it have anything to do with the characters' connection?
I think on one level there's an obvious horse connection, and then I was also just interested in the idea of breeding, meaning the way that we're all sort of brought up within our families, within our communities, and I think the movie has hopefully a lot to say about the particular culture that these characters come from and how it shapes them and shapes their lives.